Today, we are back to our studio in New York, and I'm joined by Marianna Satanas. She's the president of HANRO US. Marianna has built her career in global luxury, leading e-commerce, digital, and customer strategy across Europe and the US. She has also been through several major replatforming projects, which gives her a very grounded perspective on what transformation really looks like beyond the headlines. Now at HANRO, a brand defined by craftsmanship and quiet luxury, she's focused on growing the business in the US while balancing heritage, omnichannel expansion, and modern e-commerce expectations. In this conversation, we talk about luxury intimate apparel, the difference between European and US consumers, replatforming lessons, and how to cut through the noise around technology and AI. Here's Paula Macadi, and this is episode 103 of my show. Welcome to OFFBounds. Marianna, welcome to our studio in New York. Welcome to OFFBounds.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So, well, you look great. Can you tell us what you're wearing?
Yes, I'm wearing the Indra Pajamas from HANRO from our fall winter collection.
This is the first pajama wearing in our setting, so that's good. If you think that I'm looking good, I am. This is HANRO's pajamas.
Yes, the Olivia that you're wearing, again from our fall winter collection 25.
Amazing. Putting the links in the comments.
Yeah, you get it from our website, and you can also get it from our stores and all major retailers.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to learn more about that. You have great pajamas, but tell us about HANRO and what is HANRO US, which you are president.
So HANRO is originally a Swiss brand. It was originally created in 1884. So it's a brand with heritage, created by Albert Hutchinson and Carl Ronus. Originally, knitwear, they created like the undershirt and then progressed. So they were already innovative. And they actually came to the US in 1920, so very early on. And the stars, celebrities were wearing HANRO. Even Marilyn Monroe in the 7-Year Itch wore like the underpants. So, you know, like that famous scene where she's like,
that's HANRO.
That's HANRO, apparently. But yeah,
okay.
We claim it as HANRO, yeah.
Very interesting. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
And HANRO is all about, it's a very understated luxury brand. It's all about quality and craftsmanship. Everything that we do is very detailed orientated, from like the materials, the natural fibers, the designs, like even, yeah, exactly.
I can feel it
from there,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So the flowers all been designed from our designers in-house. So yeah, we take very good care for everything that we do.
Amazing. And with something that is so heritage oriented, and you are such a technologist, I feel like it's two words colliding, right?
Yeah. Coincidentally, by the way.
Yeah, I know. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. Is there something specific that you see, because you came from Europe, right?
Yeah, from London, yes.
You came from London and you're here working in New York. Is there something specific between the luxury markets between these two continents?
Yeah, for sure. Very similar, at the same time, quite different. Both consumers know what they want, for sure. Very confident in their purchasing powers. In my experience, the European consumers, they are very much into the craftsmanship, into the heritage of a brand. It's like, okay, my family have been wearing this brand for years.
The story, the tradition.
The tradition, and, this is like, we're always going to be wearing this. It's very well known. Whereas the US consumer I feel like they're more open to newer brands. They've got to fit into their lifestyle, It's like, tell me more about it. And as long as it fits within my lifestyle, I'm going to be open to it. And I feel like the US consumer discovers those brands more through like more storytelling versus like the European consumer. Like the European consumer will be at dinner with like their friends, and they will trust their friends more than like a story on social.
Interesting.
And there's also obviously, a difference with age and experience and wisdom, let's say, when it comes to the consumers as well. And I feel like also, but then with the HANRO client, there's also a completely different mindset as well. There's like a lot of them tend to be more of the European mindset too.
So when the US consumers are looking into HANRO, they are also looking to the tradition and
They're
the
also looking to the tradition and the heritage as well. There's a difference as well with the loyalty. So with like, we have a lot of loyal clients, like a lot.
in the US.
Yeah, and I feel like everywhere as well, but especially in the US, 'cause I've only worked like for HANRO in the US, a lot of clients, and they are amazing. And you know, I've been with the company for like 2.5 years now, and they love HANRO. And they don't just love HANRO because of the products, they also love HANRO because of the service that they receive. And the US team are amazing. They go above and beyond for their clients, and the relationship that they have with them, like I've never seen like a client actually send gifts to a team. Like at Christmas, I'm like, wow, okay, this is great. Wow, you guys are doing
It's like part of the family.
Like,
yeah.
it really is.
To create a connection.
Yeah, for sure. And it's special. God, my head's just gotten on it. Yeah, no, it really is. It really is. And the team have done a great job. And yeah, so I feel like the HANRO client has definitely, they've got more of that mindset. Anyway, going back to your question, I feel like the US client over here, it's like, what are you doing for me? That's kind of like more of their loyalty as well. Whereas in Europe, it's like, they want that connection more with like the sales associate and the boutique. Like they want that more of like that one-on-one as well. And in the US, it's like they want that experience too. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's from my perspective.
From your perspective,
yeah.
working in both markets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is there something that is very specific in the products that you sell? Because intimate products, I think they have different journeys or different necessities from clients. How do you see the difference that you only realize once you join it?
Oh gosh, like honestly, it was more of like the back end. Because when I joined, like my first project was to replatform, and it was the amount of SKUs that I just took for granted that we had. I was like, wow, this is insane. Like the amount of SKUs that like you had to like really look at, and that I was just like, oh my gosh, really?
So you just have too many excuses
in terms of like the bras, and
yeah.
It's just like the band and the back and like this. I was like, wow, okay. Like you had to get like your head around it. Well, I had to get my head around it really. And then like for the team, it's like obviously the selling ceremony, you know, and that was more in like the back end, but also obviously it's called intimate apparel for a reason, and it really is intimate. And I don't know why I took that for granted. I think that was just my own naivety, like, because it really is intimate.
Well, yeah, because how did you shop intimate?
Right, exactly. It's like me as a consumer, like, yeah, I would go and I would just, you know, just go and buy it. But then when I think of, I'm going to get quite like when I just go and buy like for myself, you know, I know my size and I would just go and buy it. But then if I'm trying a new brand, I would want to go and get measured, you know? And when I came to think about it, I am in a dressing room with a stranger, right? It's like, this is really personal.
So you do create that connection.
You have to. And there's a certain trust there because you're getting measured in a really like, you know, by a stranger, and it's quite an intimate experience.
Well, I would send a gift to someone who does that.
Right. And it's just, I don't know. And like being on the other side of it, and when you're kind of heading, you know, when it's your team, it's like, oh gosh, yes, I suppose you do have to be really careful and make sure that, because that is part of the selling ceremony, right? And you have to create that trust with that person.
And how do you grow the brand if it's just, I mean, it's a completely different messaging and different types of, and a different type of consumer that is very relationship oriented, let's say.
Yeah.
How are you growing the brand's like what is the brand awareness process, and how do you acquire new customers?
When I joined, there was hardly any like acquisition marketing, they say. So what I did, I hired a new agency who I had previously worked with. And as bizarre as this might sound in this age, started doing paid social because we hadn't done it here. And it was purely branding. And the expectation was like the ROI was too be low because I was like, this is just pure branding and it's about the long game. This wasn't about having a short-term ROI.
So this is like it's building the brand marketing.
It's building the brand marketing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a long game for about 2 years. And it's now that we've started to see the return of that. You know, our client base has grown online. And what's great about that is that we've also seen the effects going into the stores as well, like the halo effect. And it wasn't just the paid social ads. We also started doing streaming ads as well. That our agency, and by the way, our agency, I see them as part of like the team. Like whatever agency I work with, it's like, okay, you're part of the team. So like bring your ideas. I might not have thought of them, like you might have thought of them. We'll have a talk about it. Like let's see what we can do. And if we fail, we fail. If it works, and we'll learn. So one of the team from the agency, they were like, Marianna, why don't we try like streaming ads? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, do we have, like, number one, do we have the content? Right?
Yeah. You have to create a whole ad.
Yeah, like, do we have the content? And we just so happened to have a new head of marketing who started 6 months before me. And like, he's great. He started creating all these like new videos. And I was like, all right, well, you know, it's not just good just having them on this website and on YouTube. Like, this is great content. Let's just put them out there. I was a bit hesitant at first.
Streaming, are we talking about Prime Video?
Not Prime, but yes, the other
thousands
of like streaming platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, so the agency came to me with a few platforms, and one that they really liked was a platform called Mountain. So they do prospecting and they do retargeting. And what I liked about Mountain was obviously the amount of the reach, the streaming platforms, but also the analytics. Because it's quite important, right? You're doing branding and you want to see like the reach. So,
because one thing is doing socials, it's so easy to see the analytics.
Right.
But when you're putting an ad, it's like ad on TV, you just hope that people watch.
And I'm going to spend some money. So I want to see like the effect. And again, yes, it's branding, but I also want to see like I'm doing the long-term effect, but I don't just want to throw money out there. Right. So yeah, we did it. We did it in April 25 because we had basically, it was the 40th anniversary of our camisole, and actually it was a spaghetti camisole that Nicole Kidman wore in Eyes Wide Shut, the very famous scene that she did. So we wanted to start off with that campaign.
And how long did it take for you to see the ROI?
Oh, straight away. Like, and I didn't spend a lot of money. And honestly, it was instant. I had like a 12 like ROI, like instantly within like a couple of weeks. I know, it was crazy. I was like, okay.
So they went to the website and shopped right away?
Well, not only did they go to the website, not only did they go to the website directly, but what we were seeing was that they were also going to other social platforms. So it was like, well, hold on a minute. How comes Meta spiked, right? How comes this channel spiked? And you can actually see it through the analytics, through Mountain. I was like, right, okay. So it's
let me check the Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you could see the effect in it. So I was like, okay, fine. Like, let's keep on investing. And actually, because of Mountain, I stopped another channel and started investing in that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Probably like the most unique case study we've seen.
No, yeah. And it was like, okay, it's working. And there's times that, you know, you've got to be agile and you fluctuate the budget, because there's times that we don't have content, like good enough content for it. So there's, you know, and there's certain times in the season when we do. So yeah, no, it was honestly, it was definitely the right call to make. It was a good test.
It was, yeah, but that's important to test and learn. If it doesn't work, you stop, and if it works, you double down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you said that you came to do the replatform.
Yes.
And now all these clients are coming back to HANRO. They should have a good purchase experience online. Mm-hmm. You had a few replatforms in your career.
I did. Yes, my specialty.
Yeah, like I've had a few people here that say like, have you done it? Like, don't ever do it. It's horrible. So the fact that you had a lot is impressive.
Yeah. I love it. I like to build. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was this process for you? Like realizing what the brand was, all the SKUs, what are the right partners? How did HANRO replatforming work for you?
Honestly, it was one of the most seamless replatforms I've ever done. And I think the last replatform I'd done before that was like 5 years ago. And technology has definitely come a long way. So we went with Shopify Plus, and we went with, it wasn't just Shopify, we also went with Loop. Like we implemented quite a few systems. Yeah, it was quite seamless. I think from start to finish, it was about 6 months.
Yeah, that's very...
And it was very good. And the only delay that we had was on our side because our ERP is quite old. And that was just from our side. So it was really seamless.
Is it worth to change the ERP, or that's a much more complex?
I mean, that's just a whole different story. I won't even go into that right now. Okay. That will take, that's just a whole different story. The replatform, honestly, it was a lot of work because we're a very lean team, and we also had our BAU work, right? Our business as usual work. So it was dealing with the old website that wasn't even mobile optimized. All right. I was new. I also had a senior e-commerce manager who was new. I mean, she's brilliant. And we were getting to know the business. We were getting to know the product. There was a lot of change going on. There's a lot of people who'd been in the business for like years. So there was a lot of change happening. There was a lot of getting to know everyone, getting to know the product.
And did you have the process of buying in?
Yeah, the buying in. So the replatforming was probably like the most easiest part. It was like the change of management that was like the most hardest part, I would say.
And how do we know if the problem is the platform or it's just the mindset, the processes, the people? What makes the call of like, we actually need a new platform?
When your team are doing more fixing than actually doing their work.
Got it.
It's basically they're doing what the machine should be doing, which most of the time was happening. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But like, we have a site that should be doing that, or like you should like, why are you doing that? No, yeah. And I don't think that's just down to HANRO. I think that's for a lot of businesses.
And with so many replatforms in your career, is there something that you think leaders get wrong often about replatforming? Is there?
I'm going to talk about myself here. I can't talk about the leaders. I'm thinking that you know best. Like, you think that you are a technologist and like this, no, you need to get this done now. And this is the way you should do it. When actually you should just leave it down to the experts to tell you. And sure, you have an appreciation for technology. As a business stakeholder, you know what you want and you're not going to get everything done. Like, just don't be in a rush to get everything done, right? Essentially,
do it right.
Do it right.
Take as long as it takes.
It takes right. You're never going to get everything done for launch. It's never going to happen.
Interesting. I have it in my imaginary vision, fairy tale where like, oh, we're alive.
Yeah. Like it's perfect doesn't exist.
So it's almost like it's always progressing into a perfection that will never come.
Perfection doesn't ever come. And if you think it does come, then you're doing something wrong, right? Because you should always have a roadmap. Consumers are always evolving. Technology is always evolving. Your roadmap needs to always be evolving. So, and you have to work as a team, all right? So it's like, as long as, it's seamless, it's fast, it's secure. It's my 3 S's. I'm sure I came up with another S.
But that's the most three.
Yeah, like I have 3 S's. Yeah, I think I came up with another one. I can't remember what it is. That's what you need, right? And trust me, when we launched the new site, there was about, like Seth will tell you this, he's like a SVP of Ops. There was a few clients, very lot of clients, like who complained about the new website. Like, why did you change it? Why did you do this? And I'm like, I took it quite personally. He's like, why are you taking it personally? I'm like, well, because like they're loyal clients.
Yeah. You don't want to alienate them. You don't want to lose them.
I did take it personally. And he's like, yeah, but think about like all the other thousands like who absolutely love it. I'm like, yeah, I know, but still, like, it doesn't matter how many you've done.
You're never going to please everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You're never going to please everybody.
We're talking about the roadmap and always evolve with it. I think like we're going through such a change in how consumers eventually start consuming using AI or any other technology now that is implementing AI. How is your roadmap now that these changes are coming? Like, how are you evaluating your partners?
With AI?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we actually started using AI on the site. It was actually Shopify's recommendations, but very subtly. It's like the wear it withs, the team does, the complete the sets, we do. But I wanted to use the recommendations so like the machine can learn. And when I started looking at the data, I was like a bit disappointed looking at the conversion rate. But then when I looked quite actually carefully, the conversion rate when someone went to the product details page was actually quite good. It was actually higher than our overall conversion rate. So I've like kept it on. So, and that's from a client-facing perspective, that's the only piece of AI that we use.
Everything else is internally?
Everything else, yeah. And we started using it internally, like just for efficiency. But we don't use AI for client-facing. There's, we've got a very, very personal relationship with our clients. And, people are like, oh, why don't you use it for your phones? And, it could help you. And it's like, yeah, I know. And, I don't know if we're right or wrong in this. I don't know if there is a right or wrong, but we like to still have that personal relationship with our clients. And maybe when we grow a few more clients and, bigger, then we'll streamline it more. But for right now, that's where we're at.
Makes sense. And what is next for HANRO? What's 2026 and beyond?
Growth. Yeah, it's definitely growing, which is great. I'm very excited.
On your own channels or other channels?
On our own channels, for sure. D2C is now, like in our stores and online, is definitely our largest channels. Loyalty is a big focus this year. So, and we've definitely acquired new clients, and we want to retain them. So it's a juggling act of acquiring and retaining. It's everything. And like wholesale is still a very important part of our business. So
is clienteling also?
Yeah. So I was going to say, so clienteling we launched with Endear towards the end of 2025. Great, brilliant for our business. And it's about it's the store teams that are using it, and also our client experience team. They've also started using it as well. So it's definitely, and which is actually, clienteling, we also see it as part of our loyalty as well. So it's creating and nurturing that relationship.
It's a way to retain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That was a wonderful conversation. But I would love to know your perspective also. What would be your advice to leaders on driving innovation, also thinking on career growth on the long term? Because it can be a little bit challenging when I'm not going to go through this whole transformation that's going to take a few years when, the tenure of many leaders is not even that long. What would be your recommendation for leaders that want to innovate?
Stick to it. Follow your gut. You're right. Deep down, right? And manage expectations. Manage up, manage down, but manage your expectations.
And the expectation of the stakeholders.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's managing expectations because innovation is change, right? So it's definitely managing expectations.
Very good. Marianna, I hope you sleep every day beautiful as you are today.
Thank you very much.
Me too. I'll be watching HANRO's success throughout 2026, and I can't wait to catch up and see your success.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.